All right, let's talk about something we all struggle with. I mean, all of us. We're going to crack the code on motivation. You know, how to actually do the things you're supposed to do, even when every single cell in your body is just begging you to watch one more episode on Netflix.
Oh, you know this feeling. You've got the to-do list, it's a mile long, and you're just staring at it. The desire to start, it's not just low, it is completely, utterly gone. It's like your get up and go has, well, it's gotten up and gone.
So to really get why we get so stuck, let's do a little comparison. Let's think about a robot versus a human. What is it that makes a machine so much better at just doing things? And I promise you, it's not about being made of metal or having a supercomputer for a brain.
Just look at this breakdown. It's so simple for a robot. You give it a command, it performs an action, you get a result. Clean, efficient, no drama. But us, we get the same command. Write that email, go to the gym, and bam, this little thing called internal resistance pops up. It's that voice that says, maybe I should reorganize my spice rack first. And suddenly, the result is, well, it's a maybe.
It really feels like our wiring is just buggy, doesn't it? Like if we could just get rid of that internal resistance, we'd be unstoppable. But here's a crazy thought. What if that bug is actually a feature? And what if everything we think we know about motivation is completely backward?
I think we all do this. We wait to feel motivated before we start something. We treat motivation like this magical lightning bolt that has to strike us first. But here's the thing. Science and a lot of psychological research shows that's just not how it works. We've got the formula completely wrong. Okay, so this is the real secret sauce. It starts with action. You just begin, even if you hate it, even if it's for just 2 minutes. Then you accomplish one tiny thing. You write one sentence, you put on your running shoes, and your brain gives you a little hit of dopamine, a little feeling of, hey, I did a thing. That feeling is the reward, and that is what creates the motivation to keep going. Action sparks motivation, not the other way around.
So, starting with action is key, but there's another piece to this puzzle. What keeps us going when things get really tough? Well, there was this fascinating experiment back in 1998 that really shines a light on this, and it all comes down to mindset.
So here's how it went down. Researchers brought in a bunch of kids and gave them some seriously hard puzzles. After they finished, every single kid got praise. But, and this is the crucial part, they were praised in one of two ways. Half the kids were told, wow, you must be so smart. The other half were told, wow, you must have worked so hard.
And now for the big test. The researchers then said, okay, you can pick your next puzzle. There's an easy one over here or another really hard one over there. So what do you think? Which group of kids was willing to jump back into the fire and pick the harder challenge? The ones told they were smart or the ones told they worked hard?
The results are pretty mind-blowing. The kids who were praised for being smart, Group A, they almost all chose the easy puzzle. Why? They didn't want to risk failing and losing their smart label. And get this, they actually said they had less fun. Meanwhile, the hard-working kids, they overwhelmingly chose the harder puzzle. They were excited for the challenge and enjoyed the whole process way more.
So what in the world is going on here? It all boils down to this really important psychological idea called locus of control. It's a fancy term, but all it really means is, where do you believe your success comes from? Do you think it comes from things you can control or things you can't? See, when you praise someone for being talented or smart, you're accidentally giving them an external locus of control. They start to think, well, I'm either smart or I'm not. It's out of my hands. So they avoid challenges to protect that identity. But when you praise effort, you build an internal locus of control. They think, hey, my success came from something I did, my hard work. I can do that again. Challenges suddenly become opportunities, not threats.
All right, so the game plan is start with action, focus on effort. Got it? But what about rewards? Treating yourself after you finish a big project. That has to be a good thing, right? Well, it's a little tricky because sometimes the right reward can actually be the wrong one. First, you gotta know there are two flavors of motivation. You've got intrinsic, which is doing something just because you plain love it, like you paint because you just enjoy painting. Then you've got extrinsic, and that's doing something for a prize, like getting paid or winning a competition. And here's where things get weird. It's something called the over-justification effect. Basically, if you take something you are intrinsically motivated to do, something you do for the sheer joy of it, and you slap a big external reward on it, you can actually kill that original passion.
Let's just walk through it. Imagine you love to draw.
You do it for fun. It's your escape. Then somebody says, hey, I'll pay you for those drawings. Awesome, right? Cash. But pretty soon, drawing isn't about fun anymore. It's about a deadline. It's about what the client wants. It starts to feel like work. And slowly but surely, that original spark, that pure joy, it just kind of fizzles out.
So we've looked at a lot of the science. We've seen why we get stuck and how even our good intentions can go sideways. So let's put all the pieces of this puzzle together. How do we take all this and actually use it to find our power?
If you remember one thing, make it this. Motivation is not some magical fairy dust that you have to wait around for. It's not a feeling. It's a system. And the best part about a system is that you can build it. You can control it. You can turn the dials.
So here it is, your new motivation toolkit. Number 1, action first. Just start. Number 2, focus on your effort, not some innate talent. Tell yourself, I worked hard on this, not I'm a genius. Build that internal control. 3, own it. Remind yourself that you are in the driver's seat. And 4, be smart about rewards. If you truly love something, let the activity itself be the main prize.
You know, we started off thinking how great it would be to be like a robot, just flawlessly executing commands. But maybe our bug, that internal resistance, that messy human part of us, is actually our greatest strength. A robot runs on commands, sure, but we can run on meaning. We can connect what we do to something bigger. And isn't that our real superpower?